Let's look at problem number 19. The history class is made up of 12 10th graders and 9 11th graders. The 10th graders averaged 77 on the midterm exam, and the 11th graders averaged 91 on the midterm exam. What was the average grade on the midterm exam for the entire class? There are couple of ways that we could navigate this, but most of the time, whenever people see the word average, they think about adding them all up and then dividing by the number of things that you added. And that is correct. That is the way that we do averages. We've got 12 10th graders, but I don't actually know what each of those 10th graders scored on their midterm. I know, let's see, we've got 12 10th graders in blue, and the 10th graders scored an average of 77. And then I will do our 9 11th graders in green, and they scored an average of 91. The 11th graders did better than the 10th graders. So I can just take a moment to assume that all the 10th graders made the same grade. So we're going to have a 77. Actually, let me do that in blue. I'm going to take the number 77 and I'm going to add that up a total number of times equal to the number of 10th graders. So we've got 77, there's 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, well, I mean, this would be correct. I would do this over and over and over until I got 12 of them. But repeated addition limitations invented multiplication just for this reason right here. If you're adding up the number 77 over and over, that's really just going to be 12 times 77. And then we can do the same thing for the 11th graders and the grade that they got. They got a grade of 91. So there's a whole bunch of 91s that were made by the 11th graders, and that is a total of 9 of them. So there are 9 students that got a grade of 91. So we can add up these, we'll really multiply out these results and figure out what we get. So whenever you do the multiplication for 12 times 77, you will get 924. 924. And whenever you do the multiplication for 9 times 91, you will get 819. And our goal for finding an average is adding everything up together. So I need to do 924 plus 819, which will give me 1,743. 1,743. That is the total grade if we add up all of the grades from the 10th graders and all of the grades from the 11th graders. But in order to find an average, you have to find the sum of all of your data values and then divide by the number of things that you added up, the number of data values. So we found our sum, that was 1743. But how many things did we add together? Well, we added up 12 scores from the 10th graders and 9 scores from the 11th graders. That's a total of 21 scores. So 1743 divided by 21. And if you do that division, that actually is going to divide out very nicely. You end up with no decimals or fractions or remainders of any kind. You end up with the answer 83. So in order to find an average, you add up everything, all of the blue 77s and all of the green 91s, add up all of those things, and then divide by the number of things that you added up. There were 12 77s and 9 91s, which made a total of 21 grades. So the sum of everything divided by the number of things gives us our average of 83.